Hi, welcome to the Stockinit Zombies. I'm Amy, also known as Jane Itma.
And I'm Megan, also known as Just Run It. And this is episode 133.
The one where she sounds like a frog.
Yeah, or prepubescent boy, or just kind of gravelly. But we wanted to record, so I was feeling up to it, and hopefully it's not too jarring on your ears. Your ears.
I've gotten used to it. I sounded like that for at least one day.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm starting to think that maybe something, like maybe I'm getting postnasal drip, or, it seems like either I did permanent damage to my voice or something's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So, you have anything exciting going on recently?
I believe we had hosted some of our favorite people.
Yes, fantastic people.
In Rochester. We had over 150 retreat attendees come and visit Rochester, Minnesota, and stayed downtown and hang out with us. We had some exciting weather.
Yes.
Flash flooding and whatnot going on in the first few days of our retreat. But, yeah. It was fun.
Yeah.
Talked a lot.
Talked too much.
Yeah.
That's why my voice is doing this. And maybe a little bit too loudly.
Yeah.
But in general, just the best of times.
It was a lot of fun.
To share with folks. I don't know if you can truly articulate what a retreat experience is like, but I can tell you right now what the lack of the retreat is like. And it just kind of feels empty. Like, I can't look around and be like, let's go eat lunch, to like a whole group of knitters and have a few of them be like, yeah, let's go do that, I don't see like various projects all around and people knitting and spinning. That makes me sad. I think it's just a natural lull after a retreat. So if you are at home and feeling sad post-retreat, I'm right there with you. It's kind of a bummer, man. But who was it? Fiona, I think, said it best. Like, don't be sad because it's over. Be happy because you have the memories.
Mm-hmm.
And we published a really fun video.
Yes.
With the happy song over in the ZK forums, and then on the Zombie Apocalypse webpage, and we have some photo booth photos in there as well to remember the good times. I'm so happy that as many people participated as did. I kind of gave them the heart cell.
Yeah.
I was like, don't have to dance, just come on.
Yep.
So that people can see you and remember you were at the retreat. Super proud of my 5Kers. Super, super proud. Like, we didn't even have the whole group because we were kind of a split group on Friday. And I asked the folks that it was their first 5K, walking, running, or otherwise. I don't think we had anybody rolling, but walking or running. And I swear we had more than 10 people stand up in the room. And there was some that were also on your yarn crawl that weren't able to stand up. And it was their first one. So yay for them. Super proud. Keep it up. Had people blow their times out of the water. Had beautiful weather. Like the weather cleared up by then.
Mm-hmm.
What else? Thank you to the teachers who taught wonderful classes. Had wonderful folks come up throughout the weekend and tell me how wonderful the classes were and how well taught and how well prepared all the teachers were. Anybody that volunteered and helped us in any way, whether it was lugging stuff around or helping us check in folks. Just, it was a really good, positive, uplifting, volunteerific atmosphere. And again, I don't know that in this like post-retreat state I can really do it justice.
Right.
Kind of getting a little weepy now, like, I miss those people. But it was good. It was fantastic. And I don't know if I have a lot more to say. We'll be showing stuff in the enabling.
Right, from the market. I guess we had spent like an hour over our own lunches today just talking about things that we really enjoyed and things that still needed to be done and thoughts on next year. So we had our own little recap powwow over lunch, and that was nice.
A bit agile. That's the retrospective, right?
Yeah. We need to get the retrospective going and make sure that postmortem is it makes it sound so bad, like it died, but
yeah,
that's what they call it, postmortem. After you're done, you need to go back and see what went wrong. Not much.
No.
I was very happy, and I hope that everybody who came had an awesome time and was super, super thrilled with their experience.
Yep, and we'll be sending out a Survey Monkey here pretty soon.
Yes.
So that you can give us that feedback so that we can improve.
Yes, and I apologize to anybody who was giving me feedback at the retreat. I was so tired.
Yeah.
I was unable to absorb it. I think I just ended up talking about it. Like people were telling me something and I just was immediately trying to fix it and super, my brain running really fast, but being very physically tired that I could not just stop and take it in and
yeah, we were joking with Leah at the end that we were definitely not well rested yarn princesses by the end. Like I was, haggard by the end. I look at some of the pictures and I was like, I needed to sleep, yo.
Yeah, some people were joking with us that we needed to have like a banner and do like a prom pictures type of thing so that everybody would get a picture of us on day one when we're fresh and
everybody was on the way out. Yeah, it was like, here, let's have a picture. And I was like, man, I'm not looking so hot right now. I stayed up until 3 o'clock last night and I got up early this morning. So yeah, let's take a picture. But no, it was fantastic. I would do it all over again in a heartbeat. I've been sleeping a lot every night since to try to catch up. And for those of you that are sick of hearing about it because you were unable to attend, that section kind of snuck into the front of the show because it's first and foremost on our mind. Yeah,
it's our shenanigans, right?
That was our shenanigans in the last week. But on to Administrati.
Yes, we have things.
We do. So, wanted to mention briefly that the Acme bags, that's a good looking hoe bags, the drawstring with the 2014 stripes and the couch bears are, that pre-order ends on Tuesday, June 31st. So before we podcast again, that'll be up. The gig is up. So grab them while you can if you're interested. Your mom is still selling the couch bear bags in the quilted
Yep. And then also these.
Yep. The hose before foes. We also have June is the self-striping month for fishnets.
Yeah, I have some of that.
We will be drawing next week. I've got some as well. She dyed up a special 10 striper for the zombie apocalypse, and it's called Zombie 10, I believe. It's a really fun one because the stripes are in a unique order. So it's not like, a repeatable, well, it obviously is repeatable, but it's a sequence of 10, obviously. And it's not just like black, white, gray, black, white, gray, black, white, gray.
It's gradation.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool. So it's, gradients of gray and green. And we also have the up, down, all around that we're drawing for next week. So get your drawings in for that. And we had an announcement about the TOPS KAL, which we should probably make these sort of announcements at the beginning to entice folks, but to entice folks to finish. We saw in the Knit Picks catalog the Lindy chain. They have a new cotton linen blend. It's 70% linen, 30% Pima cotton, 180 yards per skein. We're going to be giving away a summer sweaters quantity of that as a prize for the KAL. You get to choose your color, and we'll have up to 5 skeins, and I might slip a few skeins into the order for myself because it looks awesome, and you should go check it out. But that will be a prize for the KAL, and then we also have the bag set from Awesome Granny, and maybe possibly some other things that we can cook up and throw in there.
Yeah.
So, which reminds me, I forgot in the retreat section to thank the awesome sponsors. It was fun to give away all of the goodies, and the marketplace folks as well. Yeah, we had an awesome market, as you will see in the enabling section. And that is all the administrative that's fit to be had, I think. Okay. Did you have any FOs?
I did, but they all left the building. So I finished my mom's scarf, the hitchhiker. I got my 42 points, and I still had quite a bit left over. But I bound off, and she got that at the retreat, and she used it in her booth. So if you saw it, that was the hitchhiker.
It was so funny. She was like, I thought she was asking me about the shawl because she wanted to knit it.
Oh.
Because she was like, and now what is this pattern? And I was like, it's the hitchhiker. And it's just all knitting. You know, it's like, you know, there is some obviously binding off and casting or increasing, but it's just all knitting. You can totally do it. And she's like, oh no, honey, somebody was asking me because they saw it on the tummy. I'm not gonna knit. Oh, okay, sorry.
Yep. And then I also finished up the Gramps and gave it to my retreat baby. See, T will always, and again, I apologize to Whitney if she doesn't like me calling him T. I don't feel comfortable saying his full name. So, on
the podcast, not in life.
Not in life, yes. This is true. But I did, anytime I communicate with her, it's also typing, so I also don't type it. But
yeah,
I apologize. But I gave.
It's a beautiful name.
Yes, it's a great name. So I gave T the sweater, and he is gonna look adorable in it because he is the happiest baby I have ever seen. Well, not ever, but recently, he's the happiest baby I've ever seen, and
it's the happiest baby we've ever had at a retreat.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's the only one.
Right. But he's been to 2 now, dude.
I know.
He's a veteran.
He's alumni.
Yeah.
Representing.
Well, it was just so fun to have him there, and so that family has Gramps. And so that went away as well.
You got all of the finishing done?
Yep.
I know that it was nice to have the deadline to.
Yep.
Because you were kind of dreading it.
Well, there was different shaping in the collar that I did, but I think it looks great. And then, I just made sure that I zipped those buttons on there super quick. And I actually had some in my stash.
And elbow patches
well, yeah, that's true. There are pockets and elbow patches. Yeah, it all got done.
Awesome. I wasn't accusing you of cheating. I was just
I
mean, you got that all done. Pretty
so it was tempting to not put pockets on it or not put elbow patches on it, but it wouldn't be the Gramps without it. So
yes, it does look very dapper.
Yeah. And that was all my FOs, and I don't have any more.
Okie doke.
I had 2, but they're all gone.
I was going to briefly mention that my pattern, I had the FO, and the socks went home with somebody else out of the Retreat colorway by Sun Valley Fibers. It's the Boundary Waters colorway in her MCN. And then my pattern, I published the Expanding Community pattern, which has this fun expanding garter motif. It has this fascia OMG heel. It was inspired by my expanding community of knitters because I feel like they meet so many and I always want to meet so many more. And then I'm going to do a brief tutorial on the blog of my sock blockers that I made out of foam board and tape. I think that my designer showcase booth became like an informal, how did you do that on this? And I thought, well, I probably should have taught a class on it, and I could have went and bought the foam board and basically traced it, and one that I already had, and wrapped it in printed packing tape.
Okay.
So it's an FO of sorts.
Okay. So you use the packing tape. Yeah, that would be different than
well, the duct tape was super duper expensive.
Okay.
I think it was $10 a roll, and this stuff was $2 a roll. And
I didn't think they were that expensive. Okay.
The duct tape,
yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe they were like really big rolls.
Okay.
But like it was a lot more expensive, and it had like a duct tape. Yeah, duct tape has a tackiness. It's tacky. It's really smooth, and I haven't actually blocked a wet sock on it, but I think it totally would work because the foam is all covered up. So made 7 of those for $7 in an hour. Go out and check out the sock pattern if you're interested. I know I mentioned that I would be talking about specifics at a later point. I also finished my Juno Fiber Arts shawl. This is yet to be released or named pattern. I have an idea on the pattern, but I'm going to release it to test knitters. This yarn held up really well considering that I knit it twice. This is the second time it's been knit into a finished object. Really loose, drapey gauge summer shawl to be pretty and not necessarily be really warm. And yeah, so that'll be coming shortly, but I finished it. And this was just one skein, and it's obviously a crescent shawl. So I like it. I like the way that the Juno Fiber Arts knit up.
Yeah.
And those are my FOs.
Cool.
Yeah. Do you have lots of whips over there?
I do. more than I have a sleeve. See, it's growing. It's almost to my elbow.
I really like the way the yarn's working up.
Yes, the yarn is working up fabulous. I am still missing one of my skeins. I had it balled up, and it was in a bag. I have no idea where it went. So I only have one more skein. So I only have 3 skeins of this now to work with, plus the gray being the 4th. And now I'm like, is that going to be enough?
Were you swatching with it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was swatching, and then I brought it to Yarn Over so that I could get the right color to go with it. Or maybe it was Shepherd's Harvest, but one of the two I brought it with. And again, it was in a bag for so long, and then for some reason it got taken out of the bag and put somewhere, because I've been through all my bags. I'm just hoping it shows up before I need it.
It will make its grand appearance when it is time.
Yeah, exactly. I hope so. I mean, again, I'm working with, I had 4, so I'm working with 2 of them, and I'm going to get a lot of use out of these. I think since I can't find the 3rd one that I've already balled, I'll probably end up, once I'm done with one sleeve, putting one of these in timeout and bringing in the new ball to knit the 2nd sleeve. And then when I end up working the body, and then, I'm going to be like,
where is it?
Where is it? I need that other ball. I need it now. But, and then I have the gray to go with it all.
Fun. And that's at the Sun Valley Fibers.
Yep. And this is just a regular sock base. She doesn't carry it much in her booth anymore. It's an 80/20.
Okay.
In some sort of colorway. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I made the hollow wig out of that.
It went perfect. And then I started a Woolmiza project. It's a test knit, so this is all you're going to be able to see for a while. Yeah.
Any word on what it is? Or?
It's a child's sweater.
Okay.
For a size 8-9. So I might have the neighbor girl try it on, because part of your test knitting for this particular designer is that you have a model that fits the size.
My daughter is going to be 8. in July.
I have a model.
You do. Well, and if you also have a neighbor.
Yeah, I do have a neighbor that's the same age as Ellie. So that will be very cool. I don't know how secret it is, but I hate to do anything before I've okayed it. So let's see. In here is my Sommer top. It's a bottom up. I got accused of making a baby blanket on the bus. I'm like, nope, it's a top for me. You know, it doesn't look like it because it's stuck on the small needles, but it is there. It's a lot of fabric. And it's working out so nice and easy peasy in this first bit that I'm using it as bus knitting. So my socks are taking a hiatus while I work on this on the bus. After it gets a few balls in, I might, yeah, I know.
Yep, just keep talking.
Yeah, I can substitute other words if you like, make it even worse. It will probably need to stay at home at that point. But speaking of our self-striping, I do have this that 10 striper started, and this is the Zombies 10, and I've just put, like, basically it's a similar design as the top into the sock, and just so that it wasn't plain.
And it was kind of on the brain.
Yep, and it was on my brain, so I just threw it in there. It's all sorts of broken, as in some of the lines are 6 across and some are 5 across, but doesn't matter. It all seems to work out. Yeah, it's a little wonky, but that's all right.
Very fun. Yeah, they kind of. I can grab mine now. Mine coordinates with my Kicks and Kickles bag. I just have a toe.
Okay. Yeah, so it gets progressively lighter as you go down on mine. And so I'm getting into a really pale yellow-green right now. And then it'll go into a even lighter gray, and then back up to the bright. Because I'm on the 9th stripe out of 10, so I should be back to repeating soon.
Yeah, I worked on my toe briefly during the retreat, and then I got to the point where I was like, am I going to make this a Mystic Spiral sock? I also really want to try the Zigzagular by Prairie Girl Susie.
Oh, okay.
Which I think would be fun in self-striping.
I have seen that one, yeah.
Yeah. So I just kind of, I didn't have either of those. I just worked on a toe.
Okay.
And then got to the, like, oh, I have to make a decision point, and then I stopped.
This was some of the fishnets that I won a while ago. Yeah, and it's looking kind of speckly in the stripes. Like, it's not, I don't know, it's more tonal. It's not super bold between colors. Brain words failing. But I did just decide to do plain. I wanted to go ahead. I might put something fun on the leg.
Yeah.
But I was like, for now, just keep going until the heel.
At the retreat, I was talking about my sock, and people were like, well, just make it a plain stockinette. And I was like, I'm okay on the first sock.
Yeah, have you met me?
Yeah. And then the second one, I'm like, this is driving me insane. I can't do this.
Even with the stripes, she can't do it.
I can't. And there has to be something in there.
And I've been working on these socks for a while, but I haven't been talking about them.
Secret.
I have the Over the Moon socks in the You Betcha colorway.
To the moon and back.
To the moon and back, I'm sorry. It's her pattern, she can correct me.
I can.
To the moon and back, and then the You Betcha colorway, so that's how it's knitting up. I sold a lot of people on this yarn by showing them my sock.
It is very fantastic.
Yeah, I think he's starting to put it in some of his shop updates. So maybe you can go out and snag some.
For sure.
Or request it. It's called You Betcha.
Betcha. And I bet he'll say, if you ask, can you dye it up? He will say, you betcha.
You betcha. But yeah, I was having fun with this, but it was not retreat or bust knitting. I tend to forget the some of the crosses in between when I'm doing, if I don't pay attention. So
it is the Cable-licious sock.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in there. Did you see the chart? No,
crazy designers.
But again, like if I'm sitting down and I'm not talking to somebody, you know, I'm watching TV or whatever, but not talking to somebody, I can pay attention. It's just a matter of, yeah, I didn't think it was retreat knittable.
Yeah.
And then I have stuff in here. I don't know what else in here.
Amy's gonna surprise herself.
Yeah. So, I shoved my bakery bear in here because I got her dress mostly done. I'm gonna just slip it
Avert
on.
your eyes. She's naked.
Hold on, she's getting dressed. So I just need to seam her up and put some little, you know, the little bow details.
And remind me, the dress is hand spun?
No, this is Queensland something or other. It's leftovers.
Okay.
From my $5 in Paris color sweater. And then she also gets the little matching slippers or shoes. But that was easy peasy.
Mm-hmm.
And I just felt like, oh, this bear is getting dressed very slowly. Had the bear done right away. That was the fun part for me. Putting clothes on it after I'm done, not as fun. Maybe that's why I like monsters, naked monsters.
You accessorize in real life, though.
I do. I just apparently don't want to make the clothes. I just want to buy them and put them on. But yeah.
Very cute.
She is super cute. But she has shoes still and, you know, details. So I need to like give her a bow here and there, but she's getting there. That's why she's there, is because more work had been done.
Mm-hmm.
And this might be an FO, but I was working on it while I was at the retreat and I didn't read the decreases, I just did the decreases, and I think it looks wonky.
It's a little pointy.
A little pointy. So I'm thinking that the pattern changed while I was busy talking and I didn't do anything. So I might be ripping this back to fix. But it's a cute little hat and it's out of Dancing Dog Dye Works.
Mm-hmm.
Them's a lot of blues.
Rye? No, or rye the socks.
Barley.
Very cute hat.
So it's a Tin Cat Knits pattern. It's free and I highly recommend it. This was the the tiniest one. That was in her pattern. So at first I cast on something smaller than her pattern, and I thought with this ribbing that it would be nicer for the kid if they could grow into it. You know, be a little slouchy like baby hipster at first, and then they could grow into it.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, imagine the baby hipster with the little slouchy. So cute. But yes, I think I might fix that. I have to read the pattern to make sure I didn't mess up.
Yes.
And all that.
It might block out too.
It could, yeah. It very well could. And that's kind of why I left it. I finished it at the retreat and went, this isn't quite right. I'm going to wait, fix it, and talk about it later.
All right. You saw on my sock that's a work in progress.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I don't know why, I think it's just this time of year, I don't want to go pick out a pattern. I just pick up yarn and decide to start knitting with it. Mm-hmm. Maybe my organizational skills need a creative offset. I don't know. But I'm designing a top, and it's a knit from the bottom up, go over the shoulder, go back down, seam the sides. There's a provisional cast on, so then you do you'll do ribbing in the round, kind of simple, easy peasy, two 2 different rows of lace that I came up with in the stitch pattern. It's kind of ribbing-esque, so it looks really thin, but it stretches quite a lot and will block out. Some ribbing at the top. It's out of Grinning Gargoyle. There's Sita Sock base, her Sita Sock base, which is 50% merino, 50% silk in the black spruce colorway. And I have a pretty large portion of the first ball done, and then I'm joining in the second currently because I didn't think that I would get the whole garment. I have yet to figure out if I'm going to pick up sleeves up here at the top or just have it be like a boxy tank. But that's going. At first I kind of worked on the socks because I was thinking that this was a little too mentally intensive, and then I got the yarn over lace memorized. It's got a nice little pearl in between each lace repeat. So it's kind of easy to memorize once you've got it going. Once you got it going on, and away we go. Hopefully we'll have that done here in short order. But that is the only thing that I'm currently working on other than my ambiguous toe. Would that be what the toe is? My generic toe. It's the toe to anything.
Yeah, I mean, I've only had a few cases where I've just put in sock by design unknown because I like to link them to something. And I just recently did it with those inversibles, right? Because I like kind of made it up as I went along and I wasn't sure. And I think I gave my toe up socks to the OMG heel because it's probably the heel I'll use on it, but at the same time I don't know what I'm going to do. It might be something crazy at the top. So yeah, it's just interesting when you get to that point where you're like, well, I don't know, I just kind of grokked the sock, as it were, and I don't know that there is a pattern per se. And
yeah, I've got a self-straping pattern that's for a club coming up. Don't know if I'm at liberty to say who it's for, but I might start designing with a little bit there too on those socks. Start getting some ideas on fun things to do with stripes. Cool. There's always some fun things to do with stripes. But yeah, that's it. I'm super interesting.
You're designing a sweater. That's pretty interesting.
A very simple one. But everything I'm doing right now I feel like is really simple. Like this isn't really all that earth-shattering, and the lace is pretty, but again, it's not earth-shattering. But I kind of need simple.
Yep.
Sometimes you need simple.
We all do. And sometimes those are the best. Kind of like the hitchhiker.
Yeah.
Dead simple, but interesting. So, we have a lot of enabling.
We do. I will say on the onset that I showed zero, if little, restraint this year. Just because I went crazy. I went cray-cray. It was kind of like a gal on a diet who was like, I'm going to allow myself to eat some chocolate. Oh boy, the bag's all gone.
I had a similar diet problem during a retreat. I ate well, and I got home and I weighed myself and I was like, oh my god, I didn't gain any weight, yay! And I was so excited and last 2 days I have been eating like crap. Like somebody brought in cake and I had a piece of cake, and somebody brought in this and I just ate it, and yeah, it was just, I don't know, I've just been having the last 2 to 3 days, I've been like, yep, and when I get home I'm gonna have a beer. Yeah.
Fortunately, I do not eat my yarn, but yes. That was the diet I was talking about, my yarn diet. Okay.
I understand. I'm just saying, you mentioned diet and the retreat. I was doing really good during the retreat. I was eating salads and I was eating healthy at night. Just having the plain everything and not going crazy. And so that I could have that pasta dinner on the last night, which I did, and it was wonderful. But then, Monday was supposed to be back to diet town, be good. and I just didn't. I think I just,
Just
sometimes you have to enjoy your vacation so that when you go back, you do go back. Like, I don't know if it was because I was so good on my vacation that I felt like I could cut loose now, but whatever.
it is nice being
I
downtown.
will talk about my acquisitions that were not from Market first.
Okay.
So I got some Targi from Eat Sleep Knit because they had website issues. They offered people a $5 gift certificate. And I had already collected some gift certificates from them already. And I was like, this Targi is going to be like $20. There's no way I could pass that up. So, and again, I could have bought something else with it, but this is what I wanted.
So, a big old skein.
A big old skein of, it's kind of a manly color, but they had some really out there, insane variegateds, and I didn't want that. This, I think, will at least look good, and it won't be crazy. It'll be nice
mellow.
It will mellow. So that's what I was going for. If they would have had some solids or semi-solids, I probably would have bought a sweaters for it.
Super fun. But Blue Moon Fiber Arts is now being sold by other people.
Yeah, fun. I mean, I would still order from them, but the instant gratification of the other sites is super nice.
It's pre-dyed up.
Yep, it's pre-dyed up. Whereas if you go out on Blue Moon and you order a specific color on a specific base, you're in a dye cycle, and you might have to wait a long time for your yarn.
And what is that color range, just for grins and giggles?
Antiquated system. So, very cool. I think that will make a stellar project.
Yeah. I wanted to briefly, you're still talking pre.
Yeah, I got some Desert Vista Dye Works in the Zumbuddy Doodle Dandy. And I am so stinking impressed. It's almost like I forgot how it was when we gave it away, and now it's back, and just super, super love the reds, love the blues, and then the zombie splatter in between. It's going to be super cool. How many supers can one person say?
Super, super, super cool.
Yeah.
We got a bag sent to us from the retreat for the retreat prize, and then also one for us by Prairie Bag Works. And she said the blah 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 reminded her of my blah, 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 turkey. So thank you very much for that. It's a cute little box bag. Could see like a nice sock, and it zips the right way so that you can put it on your wrist and then pull on and have the sock still coming out. So thank you for that. We didn't quite get them in the enabling episode, but we've got you here. And then Annie Light of Little Skein came up with some really cute, I can't remember what she calls these, Carbicon? I don't know how to say it. I know I can see the word, but I can't say it aloud. Everybody at the retreat can vouch for the fact that I don't know how to pronounce things. But they have our little zombie folks on them, and this is the green set for Megan.
I have a purple set
for you. And she's selling these. So there is a royalty going to us for those. If you're interested in either A, you went to the retreat and you didn't win, she sent us like 20 of them. It was fantastic. Or B, you didn't get to go, but you'll love the little ZK zombie folks. Max, is it making a fun noise for you? Look at him. I wonder if that's on camera. Yeah, they're fun. Yep, they're fun. All right. What we got at the market. I gotta take the shawl off for this.
Yeah.
Gotta lean in. Gotta get her going. So again, I showed very little restraint. First thing I bought, because I didn't bring a bag to put a lot of stuff in, was this very fun cats and sweaters brown dog bags, and me and the other cat ladies bought one. And it fits a lot in it. This is her like not large bag, so it's a big bag, Bubba. Are you gonna get your big bag Bubba out, or am I,
I
going
don't
to talk
have
through
a
all?
bag.
Oh.
I didn't buy a bag. So
Well, no, I mean
Oh.
like all of your stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, see,
I'll
I'm
do
not
it.
that bad. Amy's got a big bag too.
Well, but it's not all. I wasn't prepared. There's stuff in here.
Oh, okay. Other than what was bought?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. No pressure to show your bag. Other bags that I got a super cute one's in zero circuitry little girl cave bag. These are her notions pouches.
I got one of those too.
Mm-hmm.
I had it out earlier. I have no idea which bag I stuck it in when I was talking about my whips, but.
And then I got a kitchen counter crafter, one of her little pouches that have the zombie.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen the zombie fabric in a lot of places. She has it, and I think it's just so cute. The little hair tie as the enclosure, and then she's also got see-through and then pearl bumps, garter bumps in there.
Mm-hmm.
Are they pearl or are they garter? Can't tell. It's a printed fabric, not an actual.
She didn't knit up the.
No, the interior. But those are the 3 bags that I got, and then I bought a lot of yarn. Did we get any of the same folks?
Okay. How about Daisy?
Daisy. I got 2 from Daisy.
I got Daisy knits. This is the Tango colorway.
What's the base?
It is the Hardy base. It is an 80/20.
After I oohed and awed, I have that same base. She had another one, and we did kind of like a pick a hand thing because I couldn't decide because it was BFL. But this is Hardy base, and it's Wicked Cool, which is the colorway that I oohed and awed over about at Knitting Pipeline. So I think this will make some really pretty socks or a really pretty shawl. It has to have nylon in it for me to do socks. So. And then I also got from Daisy Knits her Nectar base, which is 85% Polworth wool and 15% silk, 730 yards. So I can make something big and fantastic with this. And this is spilled wine. I just couldn't resist the big squishy skein.
Mm-hmm.
I just couldn't. So.
It's cool.
Yes.
And it's different, right? Mm-hmm. Polworth silk base.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I like the different. I can honestly say I don't have anything like this in my stash. Other things, not so much, but Polworth silk.
I have a lot of the fiber in my stash.
Yeah.
Like that, but
I also went to Spartacus.
I have some Spartacus
Dyes. This is where the bluebirds fly from the Wizard of Oz, and this is the Will and Grace sock, 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon. And I think my favorite thing about this is that it's rainbow, but it seems like it tilts heavily towards the orange.
Mm-hmm.
So it's more of an orangey rainbow, and I really like that. And it's really pretty.
So Spartacus, the purveyor, has Mary Gale has a an interesting concept that I just fell in love with. It's called the Friendship is Magic. So she will dye up 2, one of a kind, as in they're not any of her repeatable colorways, and then she will send one to your friend, or if you're going to a retreat, you can save on postage, and she will bring it there if she's vending, and give the one to you, and then one to your friend. And so I did that for my friend Karen, and so she has an identical skein, or nearly identical, because they are hand dyed. To this one, and it's the sparkly, the Liberace base.
Oh, that's fun. Dyed exclusively for Amy and Karen.
Yeah, it does. I mean, seriously.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a really neat concept, and when you did it to hand deliver and whatnot, it was super duper reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
And totally think that that's an awesome idea.
Mm-hmm.
So applaud her for that. And then I had to get her Frozen series, Happy Snowman. Because, he's supposed to say puddle there, but he says, Happy Snowman. And I don't know, I'm in love with this. I love the blues and grays, and of course it has orange. And I don't know, it's a happy, happy color.
And is that the Will and Grace?
Yes, this is the Will and Grace. A good
fun.
sturdy sock base, 2-ply. And
I see Fiber Nymph.
okay.
I have Fiber Nymph. She was part of our goodie bag, and she had the Minnesota Nice variegated, and I got the Minnesota Nice self-striping.
Cool.
Yes.
This is a gradient and monochromatic. This is the Peacock Blue, and she had also put in a pattern.
Oh, fun.
So I have a little code, and I can get the pattern, and she had it all knit up in the pattern, and so I bought the kit. Super reasonable for a pattern and the ball of yarn, $23. And again, at the moment that I was there, kit was exactly what I wanted. Like I saw the thing on the table, I was like, I want this. Now she had it knit up in a different blue. I like the peacocky blue. It's more teal. Pretty. That's all I have from there.
From self-striping. All right, I got Solar Flare.
I did too. Somewhere.
It's like we're playing Go Fish. Go Fish. What base?
I got the Apollo. I was apparently into the basic sock bases this time. It's an 80-20.
Mine's 80 BFL, 20% now.
Oh, I'm a BFL too. I'm sorry.
And the thing that, and I don't blame this on her and her photography at all. I really do think that her colorways are really hard to capture. But the layering of color, like in this colorway, it's like blue, light blue with like a darker blue layered over it with like a darker, like a purple layered over that. Yours is very layered as well.
Yeah. I mean, this color, just all the same color lined up next to each other. They were all so very different. I picked the one with the darkest purple and pink aspect of it, but some of them were more of this, what in my skein is a pop of blue and green. In the other skeins, it was more of the blue and green and less of the purple. But this is the one that I fell in love with.
Yeah, this one is almost iridescent, the way that the color
I agree
goes. And this is People Eater.
This one's Genie.
And I just kept on thinking to myself, all the shipping I'm saving, because this one would have came all the way from Australia. And then the other one that I got, again, a very nicely layered, like turquoise to darker green, and then some, turquoisey blue, is the one of a kind, and it is 80% merino, 20% silk, 875 yards for the 100 grams. So I was thinking, again, of making like another tank top or something with this lace weight. And greens are my color, yo. Greens are my color, yo. Next, I have Dancing Dog Dye Works.
I already have a ton of Michelle's stuff in my stash, but I couldn't resist the Chihuahua.
So pretty. And then mine, which is, I mean, they're kind of similar colors.
Well, and I have this. I mean,
you have it as well. Zombie Party in Rochester.
Mine is the worsted, Waltz worsted base.
And mine is MCN because I need that nylon if I'm going to make socks. And I think these would make some pretty fantastic socks. Yeah. I think yours would make a pretty fantastic monster.
Yeah, I'm going with monster. If
does that surprise anybody?
Yeah.
Amy's going with monster and I'm going with sock.
But I bought the sock base. This is
so pretty. Reds and blacks.
Oh, this is a super. Okay, this is a super wash merino. But I'm not as hard on my socks. I could still make socks out of this.
And then Michelle specifically dyed because I love her BFL base in the self striping, the steel worker. So she didn't, not necessarily this color, but she brought self striping BFL because I love her BFL base. And this is the twist, the higher twist one, twist sock BFL. And that's steel worker, so it's gray and blue and black, and blue is just love it.
Cool.
And then I have Amy picked out for me from Marigold Jen Flash Mob, which is 100% BFL superwash, And I agree with you that it is going to knit up very fantastically. That's my green. Nice green.
Yeah, and she said it was going to be like where she has multiple pops of color in it. It's just going to all be green pops of color in it. And I just can't wait to see what it knits up like. It's going to be
that one tail.
Yeah, it's going to be really cool. And it's one of those extra long skeins, so you should be able to make a bigger piece out of it.
Yes.
And this is the 2014 Stockinette Zombies Retreat colorway of the Undead Winifred.
I really like that.
Could not resist this. So excited. And this is a BFL nylon. Could not get this. So cool. That and the name was kind of fun. I like saying Undead Winifred.
I agree. I approve of this message.
So I also bought from her booth the Hobbledehoy. This is a cliffhanger batlings, and it contains wool, silk, and milk latte silk and sparkle. And I thought that there was a color listed here. Maybe cliffhanger is the just this batlings.
I bet cliffhanger is the colorway.
It could be. It's really pretty.
Very pretty.
And I'm excited to give those a whirl.
Ba-dum-bum.
And then, of course, I could not leave without some Cyborg's Craft Room impromptu dance party.
Ooh, I have those.
So exciting. And actually, she had a lot of colorways that I didn't want to give up. So I did get the Land of Blue Sky and Water. That's from our retreat. She specially dyed up that for us. Beautiful. And I don't know, I think that this would make a happy anything.
Yep.
Like I could see a shawl, I could see socks, I could see little teeny tiny monsters. And speaking of teeny tiny monsters, I also bought one of her teeny tiny monster kits.
Oh, fun.
In the Space Oddity. So this is only a 20-gram skein, so real tiny, but they had made a super tiny Voodoo You Love Me out of just this one skein of yarn, and I was like, well, this might be a little dark for a Voodoo You Love Me, but I could totally see myself making a different teeny tiny monster.
And having it be teeny tiny adorable.
Yes, exactly. And then I could not leave without some Sheep Dreamery. This is the same base that she had us test for her, and I got the Amy colorway, Once in Love with Amy colorway. And so she had a bunch of this dyed up. I don't know if it must have been retreat special for us. It's called Lakeside.
Oh, fun.
And I adore it. I think that I don't know if it's the base or the process, but it has, that depth aspect to it. And I am super excited to give it a try. I was also super excited for her. I saw that she had Mr. West Knits Instagram about one of her lace kits.
Yeah,
I was
like,
yay!
I was
go for it.
Super, super tempted by those. And
Yes.
I was like, but I don't know what I'm going to do with it. But it's super pretty. And I bet I could figure out something to do with it, even if it was just like a magic ruffle.
No, I figured if I really had to have one, I would have to see if I could hit an update or something, because I was like you, I could not think of what to make.
Yeah. Just needed to process it, but they were super pretty.
Yeah, if I had some time to think about it ahead of time, maybe I would have been able to come up with a loose excuse to buy one.
Yeah, I think I just kind of hit a wall eventually. My bag is getting full. That's probably a good sign to stop.
Oh, and then Marigold Jen gave out a skein sample with purchase. And this might be another, Black Magic. Oh, it's purple and black. When I grabbed it, I was thinking heels, or something, I should have grabbed something light and done a little stuffy out of it, but when I grabbed it, I was like, oh, heels would be great. Heels and toes. So that's That's what I grabbed that for. And that's it. That's all I have in here.
Yeah. So,
fit to be mentioned.
Yeah, that was fantastic. Our marketplace was fantastic. I was super, super happy for all the shoppers and all of the vendors. And yeah, I'm wordless, which isn't. Well, you're probably all saying, be quiet and rest your voice on the other side. So yes, please be wordless. But just a fantastic experience, and thank you all that shared it with us. And I don't know, do you have anything eloquent to say? I'm lacking in the eloquence. No. I thoroughly enjoyed myself, and we appreciate the people that made an effort to come and see us in Minnesota.
Yes. We are super appreciative, and we will continue to do this. I mean, we gave out passes for next year, so I guess we're going to have to do it.
Yep. And also, just briefly wanted to thank, as we were talking, anybody that gave us the gift of their presence, a hug, any other gifts that you gave us. Not going to
very nice, thoughtful cards.
Yep. Don't want to parade that out in front of everybody, but they were greatly appreciated, and you have our thanks.
Yes. Thank you.
Thanks.
And hopefully we will be very well rested yarn princesses come next week.
Here's hoping. I worry, a little worried about my voice, I'm not gonna lie. Like, come back, voice, come back.
Bye.
Bye, Ufta.